Let's talk about TCS. I mean, the one stock which has gone from strength to strength, it's about 10-15 rupees away from its life high, 13.17. I think the high is about 13.30 or so. So it's very close by. And this in an environment where some of its largest peers are going pretty tough. Infosys, for example, Wipro, of course, has been a turnaround candidate for a while. HCL Tech, much smaller. I mean, a quarter of the size of some of these larger IT companies is doing well, but comparables have not. TCS, at least so far, no such problem. Growth rates, and of course, as reflected by the strong market giving a big thumbs up. Mr. N Chandrasekaran is CEO and Managing Director at TCS. He took some of these questions earlier, and we started by asking Mr. Chandrasekaran his idea about what Nasscom's guidance is going to look like as we progress through the year. Half the year is behind us. Cognizant has maintained guidance of about 20% full year growth. I mean, highest in the industry. Infosys and Wipro are talking about 5 to 7% growth, far cry from that number. And Nasscom has said that they are expecting growth between 11 and 14%. What is Mr. Chandrasekaran's view about some of these fiscal 13 growth numbers? That was the first question.
I think from a Nasscom guidance point of view, Nasscom has given its guidance in February this year as 11 to 14%. We have said that Nasscom will relook at the numbers at the end of second quarter. So we will have an idea after we look at the performance posted by all the companies at the end of Q2. So sometime in end October is when we will be able to make a comment on the estimate for the year from a Nasscom perspective, because Nasscom has to wait for the results because they are not going to have visibility into the individual companies' pipeline and etc. So I think we should wait until end of October. But with regard to your other question, I think my perspective is that there are significant opportunities for the tech sector, not necessarily only for this year, going forward. The overall spend in technology will be growing. The rate at which the technologies are changing, the customers are looking for solutions, platforms, business models. So I think the opportunity is fantastic. I think the sector, Indian IT sector, will do very, very well.
Next question was with regards to net employee addition. Those numbers have kind of slackened off recently over the last few quarters, not just for TCS but other players as well. Some deferring, data joinings. Essentially, the hires also getting kind of getting smaller and smaller. Still very large numbers relative to, of course, other industries. But relatively speaking, numbers are getting smaller. That was the next question. What's Mr. Chandrasekaran's view on this?
No, I think that's a cyclical nature, but you should look at the pattern over the years. What always happens is that the pickup happens in Q2. So if you look at Q4 and Q1, it will always taper down. That's because the new trainees will be joining in the subsequent quarters. So I don't think that you should read much into that. We have said that for the fiscal year, we will be adding 50,000 people at least, and we are sticking to that.
Most of TCS's wins in the last quarter has been from the BPO segment. Most of the new wins, most of the additional business which TCS has won. What is TCS is offering in the marketplace which allows it to gain more market share in new business which is coming up for grab? That was the next question.
I think our wins have been secular. It is not correct to say that the wins have come predominantly from BPO. Our BPO revenues probably grew faster than other revenues last quarter. From a wins point of view, our wins in BPO infrastructure, application, and also more importantly, the whole area of digital and customer experience solutions have been coming through. So in terms of what we offer differently, I think we have a very strong solution set which are very domain rich. All these services in the context of the industries in which we serve, whether it's a utility company, a pharma company, or a telecom company, or a financial services company, or a travel company, the solutions are extremely domain rich. That's our focus.
With half the quarter behind us now, how is the rupee against the USD and cross-currency going to impact TCS's margins? That was the next question to Mr. Chandrasekaran.
I think let us see where the rupee ends up. It has been so volatile, it's been changing. At this point in time, the average rate for the rupee this quarter has not really appreciated against the average rate for the last quarter. So we just need to wait. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make a prediction. But we believe that from a TCS perspective, we'll be able to handle that.
In this environment, especially the tough environment in Europe, can't ever rule out one-off problems with a client or two for large IT companies like TCS. That was the next question. What is the update out of TCS's business in Europe with all that is happening mid-quarter?
I think the Eurozone continues to be, from a macro perspective, a challenging for everyone. But from a technology perspective, from our demand perspective, I have said and I continue to maintain that Europe continues to be an excellent market, primarily because customers in Europe are also looking at technology as a way of reviving themselves. So there is a lot of opportunities to work closely with customers in their transformation journey, be it is in standardization of their IT investments, in terms of consolidation, in terms of optimizing their spend, in terms of helping them move to new business models using digital. I think even European companies, also many European companies are not Europe-centric alone, they are global companies. So technology is seen as an enabler, as seen as a means to be able to fight a tough environment. So what we need to do is to stay close to the customers and ask ourselves how we can be relevant. That's the most important thing. As long as we make our investments, we partner with clients and be relevant. I think I keep repeating that, be relevant. I think we can make a difference to our customers, and in the process, we will grow.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.